Hey guys, how's it going? It's Chase again. I'm back with my third video here, my second one of which being in the life advice from a 20-year-old. So let's dive right into today's topic. So the topic for today is don't focus on what other people are thinking about you. People are oftentimes too worried about what you're thinking about them when you're worried about what they're thinking about you. I know that's kind of confusing and it kind of is ironic, right? You're worried, you go out into public, right? And you're worried that some people are going to look at you in a certain way. But oftentimes they are looking at you and they're like, I hope that he or she isn't looking at me this way. Okay, so let's go into this first point here, kind of piggybacking off what I just said, is people are their own biggest self-critics. Let's think about that for a second. You're usually the first person to talk yourself down, to talk yourself out of approaching someone that you're interested in, whether that be a friendship or a relationship. You're usually the first person to talk yourself out of going for a goal, going for a dream of yours. And why is that? Who's to say, really? I think oftentimes it's because people don't want to shoot for their dreams and not reach them, but you're guaranteed to land on the moon if you shoot for the stars, right? Love that quote. I'm pretty sure I said it in the last video too. So realizing that you are your own biggest self-critic is the important first step into reaching that point where you don't really care what others think. Because typically you are projecting what you think somebody else is going to think of you onto yourself. I know it's confusing, like, hopefully that made sense. You're out in public, you don't know what people are thinking about you, right? It's anybody's guess. You can't read people's minds, unfortunately. So why are you going out into public thinking that somebody else is gonna think something negative about you, right? Before you even know what they're thinking, which you don't. I know it's kind of a weird way of putting it. So my second point is fitting in with this societally accepted bill, or trying to blend into a certain look that you think that your friends or your peers or just people in general will accept you for, is stupid. Simply stated, it's stupid. Well, why is it stupid? First of all, these fads, if you will, change every year, right? What was cool to wear on your feet last year, is now not cool this year. That's so, I've heard this said, that's so 2015, that's so 2014. It's like, so if you're trying to fit into what other people think, and that's always changing, then that's not really a stable set of rules or guidelines to abide by. So if that's uncertain, then why are you following that uncertainty? Think about that for a second. So also another thing that I think about when I imagine people fitting in is the fact that you're trying to be someone you're not might take away from the uniqueness that all of us have, the spice of life, if you will. It takes away from that. Think about this. Would you want to live in a world where everybody is just trying to be the same? It would be like robots, right? People say the same things. People do the same things. People express themselves in the same way. Well, that's not fun. That's just boring if you just have a bunch of the same people. That's what's cool about life, the uniqueness, the people that you meet with different experiences, different self-expressions. Think about that. On to the next point. There's a really, really cool quote that I have heard several times, and it's by a woman named Ann Landers. I'm not sure if she's still alive, but here's how the quote goes. At age 20, we worry about what others think of us. At age 40, we don't care what they think of us. At age 60, we discover they haven't been thinking of us at all. That's a pretty crazy quote. It's thought-provoking. It really is. To realize that once you reach this older age, that people weren't even really judging you or thinking about you in the first place. I don't know about you guys, but for me, that takes such a big stress off my shoulders of worrying about if people care what I'm doing. Because according to Ann Landers, they really don't. And that's kind of something I found out. I mean, I know I'm only 20, but that's something I found out as I've gotten older too. People really are worried about themselves before they're worried about you. It's kind of cool because then that takes away a lot of the stress of concern if other people are looking at you in a negative way. Okay, I wanted to show you guys something that I used to express for myself. Hold on, I'm just gonna go get it really quick. And at first, this was hard for me to do. And I cared what other people thought about me. I was like, oh, I hope that X, Y, and Z person isn't gonna care, right? And that is this. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's kind of hard to see it, but it's an earring. I'm gonna go put it on so you guys can see it a little bit better. Hold on. So I decided to get my ears pierced last year during school. You can see it a little bit better now. I'm not putting the other one in, but I have two sets. And I remember I went with one of my really good friends and got them pierced. And I was nervous about what people would think with this new look that I had. It was something that I really wanted to do for a while, but I didn't muster up the courage until my friend was just like, come on, just do it. So I did it. And I was so worried and concerned about what my family would think at first, how they would view me, if they would think of me any differently. And something amazing happened when I got these earrings, because even though there might have been a couple people that looked at me and thought, these earrings are silly, it made me feel so much happier that I was able to overcome this obstacle of caring what others thought about me. And by getting these earrings, it was kind of a statement of self-expression, kind of a statement of saying, look, I am who I am. I don't care what you think about me. And that kind of, getting earrings has kind of cascaded this desire to really express myself how I want and not give a crap about what others think. It has helped so much, and I really encourage you guys, if it's getting a tattoo, if it's getting a nose piercing, if it's getting ear piercings, if it's getting whatever, I encourage you guys to do it, because it's your life, and as cliche as it sounds, it's too short to care about what others are going to think of how you express yourself. You'll be so much happier mustering up the courage to express yourself how you want. I promise. I promise. Okay. This is another story that I like telling. That just kind of shows that people don't really judge you as harshly as you think. So, there was this girl my first year at school that I had a huge crush on. And I, of course, wanted to get to know her better. And I was with my roommate one night. And this was before I knew where this girl that I had a crush on lived. I didn't even know she lived in my residence hall. I'd met her once before, and so I was with my roommate here. And we just felt like being silly. This was one of the first nights that I was at college. So we went up to one of the girls' floors, and we were in our boxers. No shirt on or anything, just in our underwear. And we just started taking off, sprinting throughout the hall. Just kind of being weird, right? Yelling and stuff. And I remember we made it throughout the entire hall, and we started hearing doors opening for people looking out like, what the heck? What's all this ruckus? And so we did another lap sprinting through the hall. And I saw this girl, this cute girl that I liked and that I really wanted to impress. She saw me for the second time ever running with my roommate throughout the college dormitory in boxers, just screeching and hollering and being just goons. Long story short, I went on to date her. And I thought about it, and it was so cool being able to do what I want to do, something so silly that so many people wouldn't do and would think I'd be weird for doing, right? I am weird, and I embrace that. I think it sent the message to everybody that I didn't really care what they thought. And there's something that is so empowering about doing that, guys. There's something that is so attractive and gives off an air of charisma when you do what you want within reason and express yourself how you want within reason. It's really, really cool. And I don't necessarily know if that was one of the reasons why she started dating me, but that definitely sent her the message that I'm not taking myself too seriously, and I'm not taking anyone else too seriously. And it was so cool. I had so much fun. I got to date the girl in the future. So that was definitely a win-win. Definitely. Okay. So the last point I want to make in this video, guys, is the people who are willing to express themselves and not care what other people think are generally the most secure. Now, that might not sound like that's rocket science. I mean, of course not. If you're going to be making a fashion statement or doing something that might not fit in with this societally accepted norm, right? Then chances are you're going to be pretty confident in yourself. But to dive deeper, a lot of people want to express themselves in a certain way, but they don't know how. They don't know if they're going to get judged for it, which, as we've discussed, typically speaking, they won't. People are too... people think too much about what other people think to look at others, right? We're more focused on ourselves than we are other people, as we've discussed. So then, to not care what other people think about you is so gratifying. But how do we do it? Well, we need to work on ourselves, guys. We need to become confident and become secure and be able to let go of just what other people think. Well, how do we do that? What are the step-by-step processes? Well, first of all, you have to be willing to do those things that make you uncomfortable. You have to be willing to, for lack of better wording, send it. To just do the things that you wouldn't normally do that make you anxious. And as you start to do those things, as I've seen in my own life, you'll be able to conquer those and move on to other things, and it becomes addicting. Once you start to do the things that scared you and become comfortable doing those, you just start to conquer life and take it on. And there are, of course, other ways that we will discuss in future videos of how to let go. Hint, one of those is meditation, which I will dedicate an entire video to. But guys, that's it for today. I really hope that you liked this video. Share it with a friend. If you liked it, let me know. Comment down below. Do whatever you guys want to give me feedback. To let me know if this helped you. Let me know if it didn't help you. Future video ideas are always welcome in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much, and I hope to see you soon. Have a great day, guys. Bye.